Hey my swans, it is Destyne Swan. So today is going to be a little bit different than the content that you're probably used to seeing from me if you're new to my channel, I guess. But it is going to be the same type of content that I started out making back in, what was it, 2016? So, yeah. Let's get into the story time. First off, I want to say that I did get to go to the Zak Bagans Haunted Museum when I was in Las Vegas this past year for a week in April, but I was not prepared to see what I saw at the museum at all. First off, it is the Zak Bagans Haunted Museum is an extremely haunted location. I would recommend going if you're okay with haunted locations, if you like that type of stuff. But if you don't, and if you're a younger person trying to get in, they probably won't let you in because it's like, I think either 14 or 16 and up. But the type of stuff that I had experienced in that museum, I've never experienced before. I mean, like, of course there were a bunch of haunted objects in that museum, which I actually like seeing, kind of. I don't know if that's weird or not, but yeah, I like seeing that type of stuff. But before the group that I was put in to went into the museum and actually started like the tour, there was this psychic that came out of I don't know how big the room is, but I'm guessing it's a small room because the house is like one story. Or the museum is a story. It used to be a house, okay? But the thing that really surprised me that she told me was that I have a lot of spiritual energy around me. That was no big deal for me to find out because of course I've got spiritual energy around me. I've went to haunted locations before and probably brought stuff back with me, which, matter of fact, I need to get rid of some stuff that I brought back home with me. But she did end up telling me that I am an empath, which empaths are pretty cool because like they can see stuff that the normal everyday person can't, I guess. I don't know. But that surprised me. And then starting the tour was interesting because I did end up going into a room full of haunted dolls, which I did not expect that to be like one of the very first rooms that I would have entered. It would have been nice if I would have had a warning beforehand, but I didn't. But then I ended up seeing and I know that none of you are gonna believe me, if any of you are gonna believe me, but At the side of the stairwell that goes downstairs to like a pentagram in the basement. It's creepy, but alright. Fun. There's a hallway next to that. And I ended up seeing a shadow figure. Full on freaking shadow figure in front of my own eyes. Now, I don't know if anybody else saw the shadow figure or not, but I know that I did. And it honestly shocked me. It didn't scare me, but it shocked me. And I did do some research when I got home. And after like a few months of being home, and figured out that there were 2 deaths that happened in that house before it became a museum. There was I believe it was a mom and her son who somehow died in that house. And I think what I saw was a woman shadow figure and not a male shadow figure, but I'm not quite sure on what exactly it was. But I would really love to go back to that museum at some point in the future to do a full-on like investigation and actually be able to film some of the stuff that I'm able to film for YouTube. And if and when I do go back to that museum, that'll be on my Ghost Adventure channel, which will be down in the description below. So, yeah. But then, a little while later, I ended up coming face to face with the haunted doll that was there. Peggy, the doll, if you guys don't know which doll I'm talking about. But if you do, if you've watched the Sam and Colby video that I think I've reacted to their first time going to the museum, but if not, there will be a video coming out sometime in the future to where I react to Sam and Colby going to see 3 different haunted dolls: Peggy, Robert, and Annabelle. So keep an eye out for that video. But when I was at the museum, I thought it was interesting. It was a little unsettling because it felt like I was on a ship, to be completely honest with you. And 2 of the last rooms that I walked into before getting out of the museum portion of the house, I ended up walking into this whole room set up like it was like the Titanic, which was pretty interesting. And then I walked out of that room, walked into a different room, which was, or at least I think this was the last room that I walked into before leaving the museum. But the last room that I walked into, or that I remember walking into, was a room. It was like an empty room, but it had a window that opened up at one point during the tour to show you a basement or something of a house that used to be in Gary, Indiana. And it was interesting. I thought it was pretty cool. And I actually did get to see the Adivic box in person. Of course, it was surrounded by glass, but I got to see one in person, which was kind of bone-chilling, but also like cool in a way. I don't know. I like haunted stuff, okay? I like haunted stuff. I like horror movies. If any of you like that type of stuff, you'll understand where this is all coming from. And this video did take me a little while to make, mostly because of the fact that I didn't know what I saw necessarily, and I wasn't gonna just film a video to film a video. I wanted to try and figure out what I saw that day. But if you liked that video and want me to go back to doing some storytime videos every once in a while, I will if you guys really want me to. But I'm gonna set a like goal for that because I really do like doing reactions and vlogging stuff now. But let's try to hit at least 100 likes if you guys really want me to go back and do that type of stuff. Maybe I'll create a whole channel for storytime, but I'm not quite sure. But if you liked that video, please leave a like down below. Leave a comment down below if you've ever been to the Zak Bagans Haunted Museum over in Las Vegas. And subscribe and turn on those bell notifications to get notified of when I upload next. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace out, my swans.